Hi everyone, welcome to Paul Hiley Lifts. I am Paul Hiley. Just finished an event day training session. Today I went for a monster press. Now I don't have a proper monster barbell, so I just recreate with general dumbbell and standard discs. Now this can be an issue because your discs are about an inch in thickness, aren't they? Plus they are circular, so it's like putting a plate on your shoulder. With added weight, it can roll. Now, you in between here, you've got where your shoulder meets your your trap. Started with a T and an R. I am a bit knackered. So if you imagine you've got like an inch disc sat in between these two, in between the back from your trapezius and your shoulder, also nearby some of your lats. No, not lats. No, it's your traps mainly. Mainly it's your traps. Anyway, the point is, you put that there, it can wobble quite a lot. Now, the length of a circus dumbbell, you've all seen it on the strongman, World's Strongest Man competitions. It's about that, long either side, because obviously they load the plates in. So you can sit, that whole thing can sit on your shoulder and not move. Obviously, with nothing more than, with no thickness over an inch, that is going to move. Oh, excuse me. Now, I'm not uploading the training videos themselves because they've got music in the background and copyright issues and all that with YouTube. But I am going to put up on my Facebook page, which is Paul Hiley Lifts. Might try. I'll probably put them on Instagram as well. I don't know if Instagram do copyright things or not. I'll try, but definitely be on Facebook, so you can get over and see there and give the page a like. You can jump onto Instagram and give me a follow on there. Now, the first ones was 20 kilos either side. Went up fine. Again, one side allowed for a little bit of wiggle room with the plate on in between there and there. I do both arms because, irregardless, in a competition, just use your predominant arm. I like to train with both shoulders where I can, just so I feel like they're getting an even training session. So that went okay. I done 25 after that. That went okay. I done a secondary 25 because I forgot to change it to 30. Then I got to the 30s. Now, the right arm went up okay. Not too bad. The left arm, I did have a little bit of issues. It was rolling around a bit, trying to get the balance in. It was a bit difficult. I was about to go for the press initially, and it just wobbled forward. Reset myself, went for the press, and it nearly landed on my head. That nearly. So, my mum's watching. Don't panic. It didn't land on my head, but there was a bit of wiggle room there. I'll be honest, I wasn't even thinking about not attempting it again. For a split second I thought, and then I thought, no, I've got this far, got to give it a go. And I think, looking back on the footage, I think I could have got it if I had loads of room to move my feet around and what have you, but obviously I train in a pretty confined space, so I didn't. So, I got about there-ish, and as I fell back a little bit, as I stepped back a little bit, I was perfectly fine. I'm just saying this, any relatives watching, next time you speak to me mum, she's not one for Facebook, you'd be like, oh, Paul nearly dropped a weight on his head. I didn't, I'm fine, I'm absolutely fine. But I took a sort of step back. If I'd have had room to move, I'd have done a quick back step and she'd have been fine. So, but in this case, it sort of clanged against that and then clanged forward. What is important is the weight did get, the barbell found itself straight over the head. What is the point of this video? Two things, really. First, if you train alone, make sure you are constantly safe. Constantly safe. If you are doing a press, make sure you've either got some squat stands that can go all the way down to like bench press height, or if they're up on the shoulders, get them down to shoulder height. So if the worst, absolute worst happens, just drop it and go. If you don't have a rack sort of thing, because you can always put like the big safety bar that goes across, so it's not going any further than there. On the bench, I've got a few millimeters of width of like safe space. Millimeters, and that doesn't sound like a lot to a lot of people, but you get a lot of the fitness snobs, let's say, who will say, well, unless the barbell's making full contact with the chest, it's hardly the best range of motion for this. So, shut up, right? Safe. If you train on your own, train safe. Always have a backup or a get out clause. Now with the press there, obviously with the one that does come down a little bit sharpish, I do catch it, my cat-like reflexes, and push it forward, so I'm clear of it. On the camera, it looks horrible on the camera. On the camera, you look at it, it looks like I probably have crushed me. I didn't. No one panic. Yeah, basically any exercise you do, make sure you have a get-out clause, a fail-safe on it. I know they are not the cheapest things in the world. This was a relatively budget one. I had the cash in the bank at the time. It was a few years ago now. I think it was a couple of kids ago now. But obviously, if you do train alone and you can invest in a cage or a rack or even half a rack, that's great. Or just go with squat stands, because they can also keep you relatively safe. With your squat, you can always go so that you've got like an inch. I mean, most of us can go a couple of inches lower than we do with our squat. So just leave a tiny fraction of space, you know. That half an inch could save your life if that squat bar comes down. Or failing that, you can always learn, if you like, how to bail out. So if you're squatting correctly, the bar won't be leaned over like that. Your back will be neutral, so when you go down, maybe you dip a bit forward, but the idea is that there is always safe space. So you can let go, thrust your thing backwards. Maybe you'll get a niggle in your back, but it's better than being crushed in a squat. Yeah. So there you go. Play it safe. If you haven't liked or subscribed yet, please do consider it. I'm struggling, getting started, getting myself off the bat, strength athlete. Like I say, there's a competition in May that I'm hoping to make, but it's a bit difficult. I see London's not too far out from where I am. I'm up in Canterbury. But Canterbury's small. If I had the money, I would build it, probably rent a building at least. I would have a proper gym that covers strongman events as well, and I would host strongman events, because everything's up north or in Devon, Plymouth way, far away from the beaten track for me, you know. Anyway, yeah, there we go. So check us out on Facebook, paulhiley.lifts.co. That's the website. Paul Hiley Lifts for the Facebook page, Paul Hiley Lifts for Instagram, www.paulhileylifts.co.uk for the website. I do still have I've got some cut and ready to go programs available, and I have the personalised 12-week personalised program that I will write up and arrange with you if you are looking for one, and you'll get everything you need to not only complete that 12-week program, you will also be given enough information to take with you further, so you can write up your own programs, so you'll have the right dietary information to keep yourself going without getting overweight, unhealthily overweight. Even open category strength athletes, you can't say they're not. I mean, you might say, well, they're not exactly healthy, are they? It's like, well, yeah, but I reckon they could pick up farmers' handles and run them down a field longer than you can. Takes a degree of athleticism. So, if you want to get stronger, you want to lose weight, or you want to retain a nice, healthy, working weight for your weight category, and if you want to gain confidence, come to me. Come to me. All I require from you is accountability and dedication. What's the difference between dedication and hard work? Hard work you do because you've got to do. You go to the day job that you're not a big... I've had worse jobs, but I'm not a big fan of my day job. It's got nothing to do with fitness, strength. It's got nothing to do with music. Those are my passions. And unless my job's involved in one of them, then I'm sorry, it's always going to be a little bit... But I'm a hard worker, and I put my all in there. Dedication is when it is your life. It is your life. You are dedicating that time to it. Dedicating isn't putting in the hard work when you're in the gym. Dedicating is your diet. Dedicating is your rest. Dedicating is, why can't I go out Friday night and drink myself into oblivion? Because if that's going to affect the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day. That is dedication. Hard work is doing something at the time because you have to. Dedication is putting in those hard work all the time to get your results. So, www.paulhoylifts.co.uk. Give the page a like, give us a subscribe, give the channel a like and a channel a subscribe, give the Facebook like, give the Instagram a follow, and keep strong, keep happy, and keep healthy. Ta-da.